Hello, welcome to Yin practice. Today we are going to use a blanket. You can grab a yoga blanket or a long beach towel and you can fold it in half. And you can have 2 blocks available in case you need them. You don't need to use the blocks. Or you can grab some balls or some books at home if you don't have yoga blocks. So today we're going to start by sitting on a blanket, finding a comfortable seat, crossing the legs in front of you, dropping the knees towards the ground, bring the hands towards the thighs. Take a moment here to ground yourself, notice your breath. Maybe you close your eyes and allow yourself to settle down here. Scanning your body. Notice where there's tension in your body. And notice where you need to create more space. And notice your busy mind. If you're having a hard time bringing your mind to the present moment, just bring that awareness to the breath instead. And start by deepening your inhales and your exhales. And if you're familiar with the Ujjayi breath, you can utilize the Ujjayi breath to remain present, connecting your hearing to your breath. Find a very soft Ujjayi breath. Or just your regular breath. And we take about 5 more breaths in here. Just grounding. Allowing to let go of what's going on in our lives. And allowing your mind to be present. And slowly open your eyes. Bring the fingertips towards the ground. Tilt your heart towards the ceiling. Think about pressing the sit bones down. We're going to go into a twist to the right. So bring the left hand towards the opposite knee and just find a little twist in here. Kind of wringing our bodies, releasing where we're holding on to. And we're going to move a little bit before we start our yin practice today. And slowly we twist to the other side, opposite hand to the opposite leg. Softening, notice the jaw. Notice where you hold in tension. And slowly release, come back into a neutral position. Bring the chin towards your chest. Notice the back of your neck. Give it a little stretch here. Soften your shoulders and drop the knees a little closer towards the ground. Using your peace fingers, press the head back to neutral. And this time lift the head up without dropping the head too harshly towards the back. And give you to have a good stretch in the front of the neck. Bring the head back to neutral, and from here turn your head to the right. Relaxing the left shoulder. Bring the head to the left. Bring the head back to neutral, and this time bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Maybe you close your eyes, allow the cheeks to be soft. This time bring the right hand to the right ear and press the head back to neutral. bring the other ear to the other shoulder. Bring the left hand to the left ear and push yourself back up into a neutral position. And go ahead and lift your sit bones and grab your blanket. This time you're gonna make a roll with your blanket. And you're gonna lay on your blanket. So your shoulder blades are gonna be resting on your blanket. Your shoulders are gonna touch the ground, and you're gonna bring the arms to the side. We're gonna open our chest. We're gonna bring the knees up and place the soles of our feet on the ground. We're gonna hold this pose for about 5 minutes. Please note that I'll be moving around just to check the time in my watch or the clock that I have on the wall. You need to remain steady in your pose for about 5 minutes, so don't worry about the time. The main thing that I want to remind you is to go into the pose very slowly and soft. Find your edge, and once you find your edge, remain there, finding some stillness in the pose and some quiet time for you to take a break from everything. In yoga, we would like to stress the tissue, the fascia, and the joints, including the bones, so we can balance our body from all those hard practices, the yang practice. So that's where we have yin. So we sit in our bum, we bring the hands by our sides, and from here we lay the shoulder blades on the blanket. We bring the shoulders towards the ground, bring the arms by your side, opening your chest. Allow the hands to be open and soft. And maybe you close your eyes. So we're gonna hold this pose for about 5 minutes. Your feet are on the ground to give a little support to the lower back. So what we want to accomplish here is to open up our chest, and by pressing the shoulder blades towards the blanket, and just breathe. Allowing the shoulders to be soft. And maybe close your eyes. Taking a moment here to quiet your mind. Softening the muscles, so we can stretch the fascia and the tissue. As you settle down, let go a little bit more. Just a little reminder, this is a quiet practice, a calm practice, where we find some stillness and we resolve to be present. And we take about 10 more breaths in here. Then go a little bit more. And very slowly bringing awareness to your breath. Bring your heels a little closer to your sit bones. Bring the right arm towards the ceiling and roll over towards one side. And find your way to a seated position. And take a moment here. Allow the spine to neutralize. Bring the hands towards your thighs. Take a long deep inhale. Long exhale. And we're going to unfold the blanket, and once more we're going to sit on the blanket. So we are going to work on the hip openers. So we're going to place the soles of your feet in butterfly, sitting on the blanket to find comfort on the sit bones. Bring the heels a little closer towards your sit bones and bring the hands towards your thighs just for a moment. Allow the knees to drop towards the ground. Settling down here. Take about 2 deep breaths. And now from here, push your feet forward. We're going to find our way to a wide butterfly. Place the fingertips on the ground. Tilt your heart towards the ceiling. Bring the arms all the way up. And from here, thread the arms under your legs and find your way to a forward fold. Now, if you are hypermobile, you can touch your feet with the forehead. How about challenging yourself, and instead of going all the way down, just keep it halfway. So there's a little effort here. So you're putting stress here in the joints, the hip joints. You're looking down, softly release the jaw and the cheeks. Allow the head to be heavy. Soften the shoulders, soften the elbows, soften the fingers. And settle down in here. And just breathe. If you feel like you need support under your forehead, you're welcome to grab a block. And place a block to support your head. And that is optional. Otherwise, allow gravity to hold your body and sink into the asana. Let the muscles be soft. And stay in the center of the pose with ease and serenity. One of the great benefits of this practice, it allows us to cultivate patience. And we learn to hold the poses for a long period of time with ease. Connecting our minds to our breath and allowing instead of resisting. And remember, you can always take a break at any time. And we'll hold this pose for 2 more minutes. And very slowly start by coming up into your seated position once more. Bring the hands towards your thighs. Take a moment here and just breathe. If you have a block, place a block on the side. This time, bring the hands under your thighs and bring the knees all the way up towards the ceiling. Take a long, deep inhale. Audible exhale. Now from here, we're going to what we call in yin practice shoelace. So you're gonna go and we're gonna do actually half shoelace first. So extend the leg forward and allow the foot to be soft. You're gonna cross the opposite leg in front of, on top of your left leg, and try to line up one knee on top of the other one. This can be a little intense for some people, and actually sitting on a blanket allows you to prop the body a little bit higher than the ground, and it makes it a little easier. And have that block available in case you need it to support your thigh. And I like to practice yin without blocks, but they are also very helpful if you need support, and I do both. So once you're here, cross the right leg, kind of line it up as much as you can towards the left knee, right on top. And from here, come all the way up into a forward bend. And notice that you are going to feel the stress on the left hip joint more than the right. Maybe you feel it in another place more than the other one. I feel it on the left. And allow the head to drop. And we hold this pose for 2 minutes only. At the same time, in this pose, we are targeting the internal organs by putting some compression. We resist the urge to fidget and see if you can find stillness here. Soften, letting go of any muscular contraction as much as possible. And on the exhale, very slowly come back into a seated position. Release the right leg towards the front. Place the soles of your feet on the ground. You can place the hands by your side and sway the legs side to side. And let's do the other side. So extend your right leg forward. Cross the left leg on top. Line up your knees. Maybe this side is easier. It's easier for me anyway. Bring the fingertips on the ground, settle them here. Notice the sit bones are resting softly on the ground. And very slowly from here, find your forward bend. And we hold this pose for 2 minutes. Just allowing, noticing any sensations, any discomfort. Using your breath as a meditation tool. Notice the inhales and the exhales. If you're using USG breath, connect with that breath and find your own rhythm. And as you settle down here in stillness, notice your reaction to the pose. Can you remain still? And very slowly press yourself up, coming back into a seated position. Bring the hands towards the ground. Release the left leg. Place the soles of your feet on the ground and sway your legs side to side. So that was half shoelace. So now we're gonna go into a full shoelace. And if full shoelace is not available to you, you're welcome to do half shoelace again. And we're gonna hold the full shoelace for about 3 minutes. Usually in Yin Yoga, we hold the poses for a minimum of 2 minutes, up to 15 minutes or more. But we're not gonna do that here today. And this time you extend the left leg. Think about tilting the hips forward. Cross the right leg in front of you. And from here, find your way to bring the foot close to the right hip and cross the leg over. So here's your full shoelace. In yang practice, this is called Kamukasana. And you are welcome to use a block and place a block under the thigh. If your leg is really, really high, you can always use that block for support. You can bring the hands towards the ankles. And this time, just think about sitting and grounding yourself. Notice the comfort of the blanket that feels really good. And think about softening the inner thighs. Try not to contract them because you want to do this perfect. Instead, kind of letting go of the muscles and allow the pose to work for you. And take about 2 more breaths in here. And if your knees are perfectly lined up, that's okay. We're trying to target the outer hip and the hip joints here. And now from here, press your chest forward. Bring the hands towards the knee that is on top. And find a forward bend. Or you can bring the hands towards the ground. And we hold this pose for 3 minutes. Soften a little bit more. Allow the head to be heavy. Release that tongue from the roof of your mouth. Do not resist. Let go a little bit more. And very slowly push yourself up into a seated position. Keep the legs where they are. And from here, twist to the right. A very soft twist. and twist to the other side. And release the twist, release the legs, extend the legs forward, and kind of do a rotation of the legs right and left before we do the other side. And now very slowly cross the left leg on top of the right, and find your way to bring the heel towards the hip, and bring the other heel towards the right hip. Settling down into your shoelace. Maybe you bring the hands towards the ankles and close your eyes softly. Breathe and just bring awareness to how this side feels. Maybe you want to compare it with the other side. But always remember, both sides are going to feel different. And try to use no judgment whatsoever, at least during yoga practice. Don't be too hard on yourself, and remember that every day is different. Our body changes constantly, even from the morning to the afternoon. So when you practice, just allow yourself to be what it is. And sometimes it's better to practice without any expectations. And once you're settled down into the pose, go ahead and find a forward bend. And you can go as deep as you wish. Remember that in this practice, we're not stretching the muscles, even though there's a little stretch in the muscle, because nothing is absolute. You are stressing the tissue in a safely manner. And of course, the joints and the bones. In this practice, it's like lubricating your body so it functions better. Your body is like a car. You speed up and you drive hours and hours, and at some point your car just gives up. It needs some care. And same with your body. It's okay to take it easy and find some calm, some quiet time. And this practice is excellent to do that, to calm your mind. But notice that it's not an easy practice. It requires patience and commitment. And very slowly press yourself all the way up into a seated position. Bring the fingertips towards the ground, and from here find a twist to the left. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. And twist to the other side. Open twist. And slowly release the legs. Extend the legs forward. Feels so good. And allow rotation of the legs to the left and the right, internal and external rotation. You can bring the toes to touch and then out. Do this about 2 more times. And this time we're going to remove the blanket from under your seat bone, and we're going to lay on your back. This is one of the things that I love about Yin. We do everything most of the time on the ground. So you're going to lay on your back. We're going to go into banana pose, bananasana. So for banana pose, it's like the shape of a banana. You're going to bring both of your legs towards the right and making sure the left hip is touching the ground. So you're going to have a lateral stretch here. You're going to feel that stretch in the tissue on the left side of your body. You're going to allow the hips to be soft. You're going to bring the arms all the way towards the back. And from here, bring the hands towards the base of the skull without interlacing your fingers, just for your support. Once you support your head with your hands, make sure the left shoulder is touching the ground. You're going to drop the right elbow towards the ground. Once you settle down here, maybe you close your eyes, take a moment and breathe. Don't be in a rush to cross the leg on top of the other leg. Just settling down. Now, usually most people cross the left leg on top of the right, the leg that is outside, the leg that is on the side of the curvature, the curve of your body. Today, I suggest you to bring the leg that is outside on top of the left. And this allows you to sink in a little deep into your banana pose. And we're gonna hold this pose for about 3 minutes. You close your eyes. When I started doing practice, my practice with yoga experience was completely different. And I never thought I would enjoy yin practice. And now I love it. It's part of my life. It settles me down. Keeps me grounded, and it allows me also to discover and see and sense different parts of my body. And I'm not so stiff. Without moving too fast, go ahead and release the leg that is on top. Take a moment here. Slowly bring the legs back to the center of your mat and bring the torso back to neutral. Take a long deep inhale. Long exhale. From here, bring the legs to the other side. Once you settle down in there, bring the torso to the left side. And settle down first. Make sure the shoulders and the hips are touching on the ground. And once you're ready, cross the leg over, rounding, allowing, closing your eyes, sensing your body, breathing, and enjoying. Very slowly uncross the leg. Settle down here for a moment. Notice that breath. Slowly bring the legs back to center and bring the torso back to center. Extend the arms towards the back. Allow the hands to touch the ground. And now from here, you're gonna bring the soles of your feet on the ground. Bring the arms by your side. Find a block. If you don't have a block, you can always grab the blanket or the towel and fold it just like this, and place that blanket or the block right under the sacrum. So for our last practice pose today, it was going to be a psoas stretch. So make sure the sacrum is resting on the block. Your arms can be on the side wherever you wish. Knees are up, feet are on the ground. Take a moment here, ground yourself, make sure you're supported. And from here, extend the legs towards the front, allowing the feet to drop towards the corners of your mat. And we're going to do a psoas stretch. I love this pose. You can bring the hands towards your ribs. Or if you want a little bit more, you can bring the arms towards the back for a full body. Stretch. Softening the muscles, we target the tissue. And we hold this pose for about 3 minutes. And notice the stress right here in the psoas muscle, in the fascia. Maybe you close your eyes, or maybe your eyes are slightly open. Letting go a little bit more with each exhale. very slowly, if the arms are over your head, bring the arms by your side. Take about 3 deep breaths in here. And very slowly bend the legs and place the soles of your feet on the ground. Pressing the heels firmly on the ground. Lift the hips all the way up. Push the block away and very slowly drop the sacrum towards the ground. Take a moment there and breathe. Bring the arms horizontally, palms can be facing up or down, wherever you wish. Bring the knees towards your chest and find a twist to the right. You should feel it soft and good and delicious here. And from here, bring the knees all the way to the other side. Find a twist. Maybe your eyes are closed. Sinking the right shoulder towards the mat if that's available to you. If the shoulder is lifting too high, you are always welcome to bring the hand to the hip or to the sacrum. Do whatever works for you. From here, bring the knees back to the center. Kind of bring the knees all the way towards your chest. Wrap the arms around your shins. Kind of give yourself a big hug here. Thank yourself for giving yourself this time. Time for you in practice. And from here, extend the legs towards the front, towards the corners of your mat. Find your way into Shavasana, your resting pose. And we hold this pose for about 2 minutes. Soften the jaw, the cheeks, the shoulders. Every part of your body. Allowing the ground to support you. And as you start deepening the inhales and the exhales, bring awareness to the breath, moving your fingers and your toes. Place the soles of your feet on the ground. Bring the knees towards your chest, roll to one side, and find your way to a seated position. You can sit on the block or your blanket if you wish. Just take a moment here, bringing your hands to your heart for Anjali Mudra. Maybe your eyes are closed. And notice your breath, notice your heart. Notice what this practice has brought to you today. Bow your head down. We seal our practice with one full breath. Extend the arms towards the ceiling, long, deep inhale. Audible exhale, hands towards your heart. Namaste, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.